HooHooHooRobin.
You're listening to Opie and Anthony. On the virus. Sirius XM.
Hey, everybody. We're here with, of course, Chris Jericho, and I'm joined now by the lovely Amy Schumer.
Surprise!
Amy!
You talking to the microphone. It's been a while.
What a nice surprise.
I know.
Thank you for letting me join you today, you guys.
Please. We need a little beauty in this place.
Just say it, pussy.
Gussy it up. I mean, of course, Chris is a lovely gentleman over here.
He is.
Very handsome man.
I think that Chris is better pussy than me.
More than you know.
It really hurts.
I was saying, Amy looks more famous now.
You have it looks like I'm on drugs.
Different aura.
I look like I go speak at schools about the dangers of meth.
No, it's because your jacket is zippered up and you look tight, like your hair is pulled back.
Yes.
That's not true. No, I know you're lying. Oh, yeah. I did my best. I slapped it all together today for you guys to come in here.
It's
mission accomplished.
You look good.
I was
You guys look like you.
Oh, yeah. You guys look like you got up early.
You guys are here.
Ran out of the house without doing anything. Yeah, you guys look
You look like you got a prostitute of questionable gender last night.
Norton, always with the tranny jokes.
Yes.
Oh, they're not jokes.
Slash confessions.
Slash complete reality.
I saw I saw Amy in such a different light when I was doing a thing for your TV show.
Yeah.
For the show Inside Amy Schumer. It's going to be on Comedy Central. When is it premiere?
So funny on it. April 30th.
April 30th.
Yeah.
Definitely looking forward to that. But what I saw was like, I've known you casually coming in here. I've seen you on stage. Very funny for years and stuff. And then I see this professional woman taking charge of her show. I was like, ew.
Did it make you sick? How did you feel?
I instantly became intimidated by you.
That's awesome.
And like going like, oh my God, she's fucking like, she can definitely handle a situation.
Yeah? Did it kind of gross you out in me as a woman? Were you just like...
I never thought of you as a woman. But no, it was... no, there was something very sexy about it.
Ooh.
I'll give you that.
Nice.
But it was definitely a little intimidating. I was like, ooh, this is Amy. Ooh, look, she's like responsible.
Yeah.
She's all grown up.
Yeah, I just wanted you to be running around and have people go, Amy, come on now.
Jokes,
Get back here, and you're supposed to be here.
Right. Irresponsible
she's
Amy. Where's Amy?
Amy's in the dressing room coloring. You know, I couldn't...
outside the lines.
Yes.
Retard Amy.
But
if it
she's
makes you feel
going
any
around.
better, a lot of times I drink at work. I drank on set a lot. I'd be like,
that's
what time
cool.
can we start drinking today?
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, well...
Damn it. I could have
It's 5 o'clock
used a belt
somewhere.
or two.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a set somewhere where it's 5 o'clock.
Isn't it dark?
But Amy was going in like around where everybody was in hair and makeup, and Amy would come in and go, yeah, I like that. No, take that off, put that on. I'm like, fuck, she's running this show.
Yeah.
To the detail.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's the boss.
Cool, definitely.
I'm the boss, applesauce.
Definitely.
I love the scene that we shot. You played
That
just
was
the
so much
worst,
fun.
cheesiest game show host of all time.
Yeah, it was definitely ridiculous and embarrassing.
Let me ask you this. Who is the worst, cheesiest game show host of all time?
Ooh.
Wink Martindale?
Wink Martindale's got...
Just
name
the fact his
alone.
name is Wink.
Name alone stinks.
Wait, did he kill himself?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
That was Ray Combs from
Ray
Family
Combs
Feud.
did,
What
right.
about the guy before Ray Combs?
Richard
that kissed
Dawson.
everybody?
Richard Dawson.
Oh, he was pretty bad.
Died
Yeah, we
naturally.
just kissed.
Oh, naturally.
Kissed everybody.
Yeah.
He just
Hello,
went in
love.
for the kiss.
Everybody. You just
Which
knew
was
you
awesome.
had to kiss
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, like you
Come
here
in,
it comes.
love.
Here
Give
it
us
comes.
a kiss.
But I think just the fact the guy walked through life with the name Wink, like what an asshole.
Wink
Yeah.
Martindale.
What a fucking asshole.
Hey.
The nerve.
And you know it came from him just going, I got you. Hey, fucking...
His real name was like Eugene Martindale or
And he
something.
thinks it was endearing, but fucking the people that made up the name are like, yeah, that fucking asshole
This
winks
piece
at
of
everybody.
Wink.
Yeah, hey, Wink.
Wink
Nobody likes
Martindale.
a winker. You're never on
No.
the receiving end of a wink, and you're happy about it.
No,
Oh,
you-
Jimmy,
You
stop.
never want a
creepy.
stinky wink. It doesn't work to get a stinky wink.
What's a stinky wink?
I don't know. I got that from a Stephen King book. He was talking about like this murdering clown who dropped the picture, the fucking photo on the wall, dropped a stinky wink, and I'm like, ooh, that's a good one.
Was that it?
Yeah, good fucking call.
we got
man.
same
We got it at the same time. Boom.
It
How great was
fans.
that?
That movie
Great
fucked
movie.
me
Oh,
up.
I hated the movie.
That was pretty creepy.
There's rarely been good Stephen King movies.
No.
If they're good when he has nothing to do with them.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
odd, except for writing the book.
Yeah.
And then when they give it off to someone else, a good screenwriter and director,
Then
then
it
it's
works.
good. When it's like, Maximum Overdrive and Steven decides he wants to direct.
Good
those
soundtrack,
were-
though.
Those are hard.
AC/DC.
Oh, yeah,
That was
AC/DC.
AC/DC did the whole thing.
Yeah, that was was pretty good.
I remember in It, the clown is holding a fucking balloon in one hand, and a severed child's leg in the other, and he's doing a shuck and jive, and he says, "I've come to rob all the women, rape all the men, and learn to do the peppermint twist." And I'm like, what a great, that's my favorite.
What a great line.
Yeah, the peppermint twist with a fucking, and the wind was blowing, but there was no wind, and it's just, Stephen King's a fucking genius.
We had a show in Bangor, Maine last year, and I Googled his address and went to his house.
And hit him with your van?
Sat outside of his house, and I was going to go.
It's
very creepy. And I was going to go knock on his door, but then I found out that he lives in Sarasota most of the year.
Oh.
But I was just going to go walk up to his door and knock. And like, what the hell? What's like worse than
you'd
he
be
has
like,
a Rottweiler that
"Hey,
comes and
it's
attacks
Chris
me.
Jericho."
That's what I was hoping. Like on the outside chance that maybe. He watches wrestling or VH1
fan.
or, Robot Combat League or something. But he wasn't home, that bastard. So I just went and broke in his house.
Hung out,
hit under his bed for a few
shit
hours.
in his toilet.
And left it. I didn't even flush.
Yes. You and Rita made a drink downstairs. He's wrecking everything. He's breaking everything. How big is his house?
It's not like a mansion. It goes back, but it's like in a suburban area, like house, giant haunted house with a big gate with a bat on it. House.
Oh, okay.
Wow. So yeah, it's big and it's dark and it looks like something he would live in.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of spoiled by the fact that there's all these other nice little houses surrounding it. Like you want it to be like in an open area with like an acre of haunted graveyard around it or something.
You do not want to be
wasn't
Stephen King's neighbor.
You don't.
That's like just maybe the Burbs.
He could have good Halloween parties though, maybe.
I bet he does. Yeah.
Right?
He's probably like the most sticking up the ass guy. Doesn't do anything.
Hates everybody. Hates his
Trick
damn
or treat.
kids.
Get out of here with his
damn kids.
Fucking list.
He looks like he fucks kids. Like he just has that face and those glasses. Like when you see a picture of a child molester, it's never a guy you're like, that guy?
Yeah,
it's never like a
license.
hot, athletic.
I used to with his damn lisp.
yeah.
Buck teeth. 7 feet tall.
It is creepy because I've had people that talk about coming by my house, driving by my house, and there was somebody tweeted. Yeah, I've had somebody trying to find my house and tweet about it and tweeted like his location and where he was, and he was real fucking close. The next day, I'm driving to work and I hear about a SWAT team got this guy, and it was a standoff, and it was the guy at his house.
No way.
At his fucking house, having a standoff with SWAT. It was an airsoft gun he had, but
still, it's a gun.
He was doing that, so
and he had your address in his pocket.
Yeah.
That's really horrifying.
And then so like 2 days ago, maybe 3 days ago, some guy posts on Twitter, just driving around looking for Anthony's house, so I want to stop in for a beer. So I put up my computer, I put up a map of Long Island, where I live, but like a full map of Long Island, so it wasn't detailed.
Yeah.
And I pointed at the area on the map where I live. I go, I'm in this general area. I was pointing with my Glock. I was like, here, that's right there.
You found it.
And I took the picture and posted it. So
that's great.
That's the welcome you're going to fucking get.
Exactly. Come on over. I'll give you a beer and a couple caps up your ass.
He wanted to just hang out. Like the guy who got in a stand-up, that's the people that want to spend time with you.
There was another guy a few years ago that, I'm hanging out with my friends, and I got a knock on the door, and it's some guy who goes, Anthony. I'm like, yeah, I'm just a fan of the show. I kind of figured out where you live, and I just want to, can I just have a beer? And I was like, all right, come around back. And Danny was there, I guess, and shit. We were just hanging out. And I figured it would be better for me to sit down and talk to this guy, find out his name, what he does, where he lives, than to send him away. Now he knows where I live, and he's pissed.
Right.
So it turned out he was just some fucking goofy fan with a family in Kings Park and shit like that. So, but I was like, dude, you can't do this.
There's a great video online of a fan that goes up to Angus Young's door.
Oh, shit.
In like Glasgow or wherever Angus lives. You can look it up. And he knocks on the door, and Angus opens the door. He's got like a cup of coffee and like pajamas on, and he talks to him for like 15 minutes. You know how Angus is. And he's just care all over the place. Just obviously woke up and probably doing the same thing that you did. Just like, who the fuck is this guy?
Who the fuck are you, man?
And who's this guy with a camera? I better talk to him before he blows my house up.
Wait,
That's
now
what
it
it
sounded
is.
like Chris Hansen came by. Like,
Yeah.
what? This is a little different.
I see you brought some Zima and condoms. Yeah. Fucking Zima, the cure-all for underage sex.
Was for me.
Yeah. It really is a strange thing, though. I mean, I don't know why people feel compelled to
really
show up.
Because you put it out there. Anthony brings it on himself because you put it out like these open parties and like you let the fans in.
I have had a few.
Yeah, you've made it an open house.
But they're invited. Like I become friends with some fans of the show, and they come to parties at my house. I guess other people assume that.
Come one, come all.
It's just if you show up, that's kind of,
they
what
assume
happens.
correctly, as your story just told.
Yeah, he's like, so I let him in. He spent the night.
Was that on the radio? Don't go to Anthony's house. Don't.
Hung out.
Also, in places outside New York, I feel like it's more typical, like, to just, if you're having a party, like, people can kind of just come in and out.
Yeah.
You know?
I've had neighbors show up at parties at my house.
This is
just like, hi.
We're not in Sarasota. Yeah.
Hi, I live, I'm in the back over here. It's like, oh, yeah, have a beer.
Yeah, go back to where you live.
Yeah, have a beer and leave.
Yeah.
The cops call, the cops were called once by this fucking bitch that lives kind of diagonally from me, and I kind of do play the music a little loud, and I have parties.
I'm embarrassed to be at your house at 2 in the morning. It's a fucking Monday. How loud do you think this is acceptable?
Sometimes
you crank it up.
I've been in a lot of bands in my life. A little tinnitus, maybe.
Sure. You're a rocker, man.
I crank that shit up. The jacuzzi bubbles are going loud. It's hard to hear everything. So, it gets up a little loud. And I was on vacation, and there were a couple of girls, like Raylyn from Canada was over and shit, and she's topless in the fucking tub, and it was great.
Raylyn from Canada.
People are smoking
Raylyn.
pot and shit.
She's tits.
It was fucking fantastic. And the cops show up at the back gate, and they walk in, and they're like, Anthony, it's Wednesday. What are you doing? I'm like, you guys are fine. Fucking joints are being thrown and shit.
Like, Raylyn, put your top on.
The cops, no, you leave the girls topless.
Take it off.
Like that.
That's smart.
And they pointed to who was complaining, and they go, we wanted to give you the benefit of the doubt, but we were driving on the next block, and we heard the music, so you got to turn that shit down. I'm like,
what music?
it's cool. You want to hang out? You want a beer? No, we'll be leaving now. Yeah.
But then you went and shit bombed the neighbors that told on you.
Exactly. Fucking rat.
Yeah, exactly.
Rats. Neighbors. Yeah, I like when cops have clear boundaries. Like, sometimes they're just like one of the guys. And you're like, wait, aren't you supposed to be like protecting our lives? Even at the airport, like a couple TSA people last week were like, can we have a picture? And I was like, are you allowed? Like, aren't you supposed to be making sure nobody's bringing guns on the plane?
Yeah, aren't you busy? You're at work.
It's great, too, when you get pulled over. Like, we do a lot of driving in between shows.
Yeah.
And if you're speeding or whatever, and you get pulled over by the cops. And every time, I always try and do the same thing. Like, where you're heading to, sir? Oh, we just had a show in Dayton. Heading to another show.
Yeah.
In Cincinnati. Got another show. Oh, what kind of a show do you have? And it's like, well, it's WWE, wrestling. And either the guys go, oh, really? Oh, what's your name? And Chris Jericho, hey! Or they'll be like, okay, well, good for you. Glad you had a show.
Yeah,
Let me see your driver's license and registration.
Yeah.
But you got to try, right? You at least got to try.
You do try. I slip in a PBA card. I got a PBA card, which is Policeman's Benevolent Association, and it's by Keith the cop. And I usually hand it, and they always ask, like, who gave you this? Because they don't want you just handing them some random card. And I go, I go, Keith, he's the lieutenant with the NYPD. He's my security. Guy. And then they're like, security? What are you doing? I'm on the air, radio show. Yeah, always say show. Makes you sound so important.
Yeah. I actually have a mic in my hand when they answer. I'm like, so waiting for
one of those old Gene Rayburn super skinny mics.
Oh my God. So
shit. That is, though, you gotta kind of, I know, though, a lot of times if I, whoop, and I'll be like, all right, I'll pull over, and you see that door open, you're like, come on.
Yeah.
And I see some fat, like, black woman get out, I'm like, I'm fucked.
You're fucked. Just like
she is so out of the demo.
Yeah, absolutely. Try to drop Kevin Hart's name.
Kevin Hart. Yeah, out of the demo. I see some fucking guy that, he didn't join the force to change things.
Yeah.
He's like, I hear it's good.
It was sort of all that was left for him.
Trying to get his quota of parking tickets for that month.
Running out the door, tucking in his uniform, kind of a guy.
Coffee spilt on his tie. Oh, jeez.
I'm in.
Oh, come on.
This is one of mine. You got to try.
Well, yeah, but see, the thing is, when you're a girl, you can just try and squish your boobs together a bit. Does that work?
That's true.
I don't think my tits have ever worked for me.
In any case.
Maybe commenting on the quality. Yeah.
Oh.
No, I wish. I would totally do that.
Have you gotten out of things by being cutesy or something? Smile a little.
But just like
the stinky wink.
Such a gamble. Who's getting out of the car?
It's such a gamble, and if you like kind of name drop yourself, or you try to use your feminine wares, they like if you get nagged, it's so much more humiliating.
Right.
You are really
just
a
get
prostitute.
the ticket.
Yeah.
Totally. Just give it to me. Oh my God. The worst I ever did was because my dad's cousin is the senator of New York.
Yeah.
But really, I'm like no relation to him. But a couple times I've been like, look, I am closely related to the senator. Yeah. And people are just like, get the fuck out of here.
You don't care.
It's a whole new kind of humiliation.
I was talking with Slash about this, and both of us have made. We both said to each other, we've never said the dreaded, "Do you know who I am?" Because I would never use that because I'd be so petrified that no, who are you? And then you're done.
Yeah.
And so like he's never said that either. And it's like you can't ever.
Who doesn't know who he is?
I know, but if you ever say that. That
That's
pushes
true.
you. You are now the ultimate asshole.
But no, I've said that the other way.
Yeah.
Like if a girl's willing to fuck me, I'm like, do you know who I am?
What's wrong with you?
Don't you realize what you're getting into right now?
What an error you just made.
Slash could just fucking like roll the window down and just start playing that riff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just play a fucking
that
riff.
gets him out of any jail
it's
or
like,
any
I
ticket.
I know who you are.
Yeah,
I don't even have to look.
I wrote this.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You may be familiar with this little ditty.
How about
That would
this
be the
one?
worst.
Do you know that song? That's mine.
Do you know how fast you were going? No, I was listening to me on the radio.
On multiple stations.
When I'm pretty law-abiding now compared to the old days. I used to literally drink and drive. Like I had a beer
Like while you were driving.
while I was driving. I had a work van. I worked for the wonderful Apollo Air Conditioning.
Van.
Wow.
And it was a work van, and it said Apollo Air Conditioning on the side. And there was a sign on the back that said, if this driver is driving unsafely, call this number, and had the number. And then it had big 4-digit and 1-letter number that you were supposed to report. And I changed it with electrical tape. Because it was black, and it was like, so, you turn the fucking 3 into an 8 and shit like that.
Some
So
innocent
they wouldn't know.
driver's career got totally fucked.
Oh, yeah. Because I just drove like an asshole. And
Like a
I would have
family
a
man.
beer, because it was a work van. There's so much shit, like tools and equipment and stuff, that you could always just take the beer and pop it in a piece of ductwork or something, so the cop, if he came to the window, wouldn't see it. But what am I just going to be like, hi. With beer breath? But constantly had a beer right there between my legs, just fucking drive. Look, you do the old look around first. Yeah, left, right. Yeah. Drinking.
Oh my God.
And it was no problem.
I mean, did it give you some adrenaline to?
I was probably pre-gaming for where I was going.
No, it kept him from shaking apart. That was called maintenance.
Like, I think the van's wheel is shimmying. Oh, wait, no, that's my arm on the steering
My
wheel.
nervous system letting go.
Yeah, I would really, and never even think twice about it. I've been so fucking lucky with that, because I mean,
well, when I got
devastating.
I got a DUI in Los Angeles, and you remember Hill Street Blues?
Yeah.
I spent the night in Hill Street. It's like a real.
Oh, really?
It's the worst cop station you could ever go to. And when I got put into the holding cell, it was me and like 6 or 7 vatos. I'm talking white beaters.
Right.
I'm talking the nylon
hairnet. Yeah.
The teardrop under their eye. And I was like, "Hey man, are you Chris Jericho?" I'm like, "Oh my gosh."
Do you want me to be?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, if it's like, "Hey, let's see if you can really fight. Can you really fight Chris Jericho?" And I was like, "Okay, this is bad. Like, I can maybe take one of these guys, maybe 2 if I go crazy, but I'm gonna get killed." And so then, like, the holding cell was open, so I kind of walk out of the holding cell, like, "Sir, get back into the holding cell." I'm like, I can't go back in there, so I go to the front.
Did he say that to you? Can you really fight?
He did.
Why'd that guy talk like that?
So then they tell me, you got to get back in the cell. I'm like, listen, I kind of have some notoriety, and these guys know who I am, and I'm scared. It's like, who do you think? Who are you? I'm Chris Jericho,
dealer.
wrestler. Like, go back in the cell. When I went back in the cell, then they call me, Chris Jericho, come over to the cell. They had looked me up online and matched my picture to me. So they took me out of the holding cell and put me in my own little cell, which was about the size of like a toilet. And I just had to sit in there for like 12 hours. But it was the worst. I mean, it's a whole long big story, but it was the worst thing ever. And when the cop told me, when you get finally like busted for DUI, most people drive drunk 80 times before they actually get popped. Wow. So you might not even think you're drunk. You might have had a beer.
Right.
That could be over the limit. 80 times before you get busted. So
wow. So
you could have another 30 or 40.
So drive drunk, people. If you're new at it, keep it up. You got plenty of time.
It was 2006, 2007.
So were they really menacing you, or just kind of being silly when they said that? Like, but they really meant it?
It was like 3 a.m. Downtown LA, man.
Drunk,
I don't know if they meant it or not, or they were just messing around, or they're just screwing around. But the point was, it was not a good scene.
The point was, they weren't white.
Yeah, there you go. That's the point.
That can work for you or against you, like being famous for being an athlete.
Yeah.
Like, they could either go, oh, fuck, man, this guy's great, or let's see if he can.
Right.
Really...
It could have been one of those ones where, you know, an hour later, I'm sitting in the middle and they're all gathered around me and I'm telling stories and they're laughing, or I'm in the middle and they're all gangbanging me. One of the two, I'm not sure.
I was watching a clip last night on those amazing police fucking videos, and it was inside a holding cell, and this guy's on the phone, and he's trying to tell one of his buddies where he is. And another guy's just laying on the floor on his coat or something. And the guy on the phone goes, yeah, I'm at the county jail. And then the guy on the floor just goes, no, bro, this is the city jail. The guy on the phone just puts the phone down and goes, what, motherfucker? And starts beating the shit out of the guy. Just beating the shit out of him for nothing. It's like, why? First of all, why would you open your mouth? Yeah.
But that's what I mean. Like, they put me in this little cell, and there was like there's a window that you can see through, and there's people like in orange jumpsuits cleaning the floor. I'm like, what if this is me? Like, what if I never get out of here?
Jesus.
And I'm looking across the way, and there's another door with a window, and there's a guy in the window, and he's staring at me. And I look over a couple times, and the one time I look over, he mouths to me, I'm going to fucking kill you.
Whoa. Really?
And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm standing there like really freaking out. And then they announced my name. Would Chris Irvin please make himself known? So how do you do that? It's a cell.
Yeah.
And the window is like, 6 inches. So I'm banging on the window like every other guy in the place. The cop opens the door. And he's like, what? I'm like, they just told me to let you know that I'm here. And he's like, good for you. You're here. Close the door.
Yeah.
But this ass. And then and I look up again, and the guy mouths, I'm going to fucking kill you at me again. I'm like, no, I'm going to fucking kill you first.
Oh my God.
And then he disappeared. So it's like, you just get so like crazy.
You should have turned it on. Well, let me tell you something.
That's what I said.
I'm coming for you.
That's what I said. He goes, when he mouthed it the second time, that's when I said to him, no, I'm going to fucking kill you first. Because I'm getting fucking freaked out, right? Worst thing ever. I don't know if you guys have been to jail. I don't know how anybody could be in jail for any time. Like 14 hours.
27
spent
27?
7
in
hours.
the Tombs here in New York.
DUI or what?
No, it was an Opie and Anthony show. Success.
What?
There was a bunch, in a very brief nutshell, like 2000, there was a bunch of naked girls on a bus, and they were not part of the show. They just stopped in to promote this thing called the Voyeur Bus. And Louis Black and I, this is before I was a daily regular, we're in. And they said, why don't you guys go on the bus with some of the Opie and Anthony producers and stuff.
Drive around Manhattan.
And call in and give updates.
By the way, the bus had glass sides on it. So there's naked women.
So you could see in it.
Yeah. Just driving around Manhattan looking,
not a wizard, but I believe you could see through glass, you guys.
Yeah.
So we get stopped on 6th Avenue. CNN had jumped on the bus, and apparently Giuliani was annoyed. We got too close to Clinton's parade route like the next day.
Yeah,
his
great
route.
day, his motorcade route.
So we get pulled over. There's all these fucking lieutenants and it's all white shirt cops. And they took us to the Tombs, and it was a Thursday, and it was Thursday at like 5:30. I had a gig, of course, that I didn't make, and they couldn't think of what to charge us with. So Friday at like 7:30 p.m., 27 hours later. Me and Louis were smokers at the time, so I'm fucking
pole.
At the time.
I was craving a cigarette so desperately, and I had to shit, but it was filthy. And luckily, they knew that the inmates, there was like 9 of us that went in, kind of heard of what we were there for. So they thought it was kind of cool. Like, you got a bus full of naked girls? Like, they were more interested in hearing why we were there than beating the shit out of us.
Yeah, motherfuckers, that's what we're in for.
But in that one, they're all going to see the judge. So it was almost like people don't really want to fight right there.
Right, they just want to get out.
They want to get the fuck out. But had that been a Friday, I would have spent the weekend. Dude, 27 hours.
You must have been going nuts.
I don't even want to cheat on my taxes. It fucking freaked me out so badly. That's all it took.
If you don't take that as a warning.
Oh, it sucked.
You know, and on top of that, when I got charged, it's called a wet
Talk slower.
wet driving thing. Wet reckless is what it's called. It's not a DUI. It's a step under, but if you get a second DUI, it counts as 2.
Okay.
And then I had to go to 8 AA meetings.
Jesus.
And then plus like a $10,000 fine. It was brutal. But I went to the AA meetings, and the first couple times, like, they open the meeting, one guy will talk for a bit, and then they take a break right off the bat. You can get your little card signed and then split after like 20 minutes. So the first 2 or 3 times I did that. Then the 4th time, I had to stay to, I don't know, read something or whatever. And then I heard these stories of these people that had everything, then got in a DUI, killed somebody.
Wow.
One crime ever was like hitting somebody, T-boning them, and then losing everything. And it was like, after those 8 meetings, I was like, I am never, ever driving drunk again. I don't care if I have 1 drink. I will never do it again.
No.
Yeah.
If you don't learn your lesson after getting 1 and spending time in jail, you are a fucking
You know
idiot.
what the fucked up thing is sometimes you just can't afford to not drive. Which
I know.
It doesn't make sense, but I mean, I thank God now I have the means to call the car service, leave my car somewhere, and fucking then pick it up the next day.
Right.
Like, I will not, and believe me, I spent a lot of my time drinking.
Yes.
So
And a lot of your time driving.
But I will not fucking drive drunk anymore.
There are people
way.
that wake up in jail and have no memory of what they did. Like, they drunk drove and they killed somebody.
Yeah, can you imagine?
That's the worst.
Imagine that. It's like, I didn't even
it's so
know
not
what happened.
traumatic. It's not like a going out with it. It's just like you fucking
where
run
am
over
I?
somebody in a crosswalk.
What was I pissing?
Imagine that feeling.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
What,
the
did the
worst.
cop catch me pissing or something? What did I do? What?
Yeah, you
you killed somebody, a whole family.
What?
Holy shit!
Yeah.
And it's never like a toothless crackhead you kill. It's always like the guy that was on the road to cure cancer.
Wonderful.
Right? It's always
Yes.
like the perfect
A
father.
wonderful
10-year-old kid or something.
Yeah,
So
it's never.
if
Oh my
you get
God.
one thing from today's show,
Terrible.
ladies and gentlemen, honestly, don't drink and drive. It's
See
not a
what you got.
cliche.
That's
Don't
why
do
New
it.
York, it's so much easier. I
it's
don't
great.
drive anywhere, but when I go
Cabs.
to LA, I'm like, what do you guys do? You just stop drinking? They're like, yeah, we just stop drinking.
Ew.
And then you have to
drive
call
home.
for a cab.
Why are you alive?
Yeah, you got to call. You can't even hail a cab.
That's
why are
the
you
worst.
alive?
Yeah.
What do you do out
What are
here?
your plans for life?
All right.
By the way, E-Rock just told us in our earphones that Chris has to go, so I don't know if you have people outside pulling you. E-Rock?
He's got another show he's doing here.
Oh, okay.
He's doing the wrestling show.
Okay, I got a couple
Really?
shows.
That's
I'm
a
making
weird
the
fit.
rounds today. That's a strange fit.
Strange
for the show.
Anybody call for me, E-Rock?
Not yet.
Oh, Amy.
But Chris is promoting WrestleMania this Sunday,
course.
which
Sunday.
I'm really looking forward to going to my first one.
Which is going to be great. And then Robot Combat League, which
Combat
is
League.
Tuesdays at 10 and Fridays at 10. They replay it after SmackDown, and that's getting ready for the season finale in a week and a half.
Yeah.
So, it's been a good, it's always fun to come
A lot
see
of
you guys,
fun, man. Chris, thanks so much. And,
Sam, as always, you got to shut the fuck up, man.
I know.
Sam.
I get a little yappy
Sit there like
sometimes.
a roach.
Is this your playlist, Jimmy, for this week?
I'm making a few changes, though,
Okay.
yes.
See, Jimmy and I both have radio shows, too. Jim's is really good. I listen to it all the time on the Boneyard.
Yes,
where
Ozzy's
you
Boneyard.
fit again? Kajagoogoo's too shy.
No, I open and close with that every week.
Boston more than a filling. It's the dentist
This
version.
illiterate. Look at Leonard Skinner. Leonard Skinland. S-K-N-L-A-N-D. Simple man.
Skinland.
And he misspelled simpleton. That's what he is.
Oh my God.
No, there you go. Yeah, good show. My show's on 6 Cents Saturdays at 5
Nikki- on
p.m.
Nikki's channel.
Yes.
So it's always
Indeed
fun.
you do. Very cool.
Very cool. Thanks,
And,
guys.
Amy, what do you guys
Amy's got
going
a lot
on?
of stuff.
Nothing. I just
What?
I'm here. I'm going to be here again.
Oh,
so, I bet.
That's
Yeah.
at some
Yeah.
point.
Well, this is my TV show.
TV show.
April
Very
30th.
excited.
Yeah.
Is it
and
a
I'm on the
special?
road a bunch if you go to my.
Is it a special like this skit?
No, it's a
stand-up?
It's a
10
series.
episode
TV show.
Nice.
Yeah.
Series.
And it's funny. It's like I read some of it. It's fucking really, really fun. It's like one of those
Jimmy
things
is
where
hilarious
we
on
had
it.
one scene. Me and Bobby Kelly were in it, and Bobby saw it. I can't watch myself, but
Oh
he
my
said he
God,
loved
you have
it.
to watch it, and there are all the outtakes. And we laughed harder that day.
Oh, my God.
We just kept blowing it. These two creepies also kind of just come upon me. Wait, that sounds horrible.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What kind of a show is this?
No, we have to.
It's
We
on
have to
Cinemax.
Yeah.
We come into view. We come into frame around Amy's face. Me and Bobby and it was
It's like
just
a pier.
we kept laughing, and I kept being afraid that I was going to ruin this show. It was her pilot.
We only had
hasn't
like
aired
2
yet.
usable takes. That's why we were laughing so much.
You know how this biz
Still
works.
have a chance,
Hello.
Jimmy.
Hey, see?
Yeah, we get it, Anthony.
Nah, I mean, come on, it was good. And I'm at Caroline's April 11 through 14, and tonight I'm hosting that live show on Access TV at the Gotham Comedy Club.
Nice.
I think it's 8 o'clock on Access. I'm not sure.
I think it's later than that.
Is it later?
I think so.
Maybe.
Everyone's so busy.
Maybe you should be Jimmy's publicist. Amy knows
What
more about
time?
your schedule than you do.
It's 10 o'clock tonight?
Yeah.
And
Oh, I should have learned that before. Oh, nerds.
Your call time's probably like now. You know, they get so scared.
We
they
need
want
camera
people
blocking.
Are you staying for the after show with Sam Roberts?
No, she's not.
She's welcome.
Does anybody
stay? Can you guys get breakfast?
Did any listeners stay for the after show with Sam Roberts?
I'll meet you at Anthony's house.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Sometimes Anthony listens, but beyond that,
I listen on the way home just to. I need something more annoying than the traffic.
just to distract you from all the people that aren't moving.
Why are you so quiet when Chris is here? He seems like all rosy-cheeked and embarrassed.
I know.
He's been like that every time.
He's a semi. He's wearing his denim on denim outfit.
Nice.
I didn't want to take anything away from you guys.
Come on, Springsteen shirt. Why don't you talk to Chris?
I have watched Sam grow from a young lad.
Yeah.
How old are you now?
I'm 29.
So I met you when you were like 17.
I don't
18.
know. Yeah.
I met you the first time in an autograph signing, and I was like 15.
Okay, so there you go. I remember you had the exact same hair.
Yeah.
I took you up for ice cream after. I recall.
Which was really, really nice.
Held
It
hands.
was an ice cream, sir.
He was worth something when he was adorable.
Yeah.
You know, now he's got whiskers.
Yeah.
Time has been unkind
Sam's
to you.
creepy.
What's the matter, E-Rock? What, E-Rock?
Chris has to go.
All right.
Jeez, all right.
Stop booting our guests.
All right.
We're just getting somewhere.
We're all
I
gonna
know.
take
Just
off.
we just
Amy,
opened the door here.
Thank you
an
so much
honor.
for popping in. We want to see more of you. I like when you're on the
too.
show. You're a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Very good. Opie's going to be in tomorrow?
Yeah, you should be.
Allegedly.
There you go.
We'll see how the
Better be.
doctor's visit goes.
Here he goes. Why? What was it, Jim?
It's just something to do with it was something like X-Pac's thing where his asshole had burst outward. But he got it. But he just got it. Yeah, but he just got it on the couch. I don't know how he did it.
Sitting on the couch.
He was playing jacks and he sat on one.
The Virus. Sirius XM.